I arrived at the place 10 minutes before the appointed time. Somehow in an hour and a half, I managed to wash up, go to the grocery store, cook myself breakfast, and then also go to the bank to pull out the cash on my debit card, which didn't have a cent on it for half a year. I ordered it 2 years ago for online shopping, but since I bought myself a couple of anime figures, I haven't used it at all. But to pay in cash, and besides in small bills of $10 that I received from the tips in the cafe, yes, putting all my money on the card was a very good idea. No, it was a bad idea. After 5 minutes, she came up. Hey, how long have you been waiting here? Usually it's me who always comes a little earlier for meetings. You always used to be late. I smiled nervously and said, just 5 minutes. Adult life and self-discipline, I can't be late all my life. I haven't been late at all in the last couple of years. For sure. Wow, that doesn't sound like you at all. Anyway, let's go shopping. Even though we just met, I already didn't feel very well. I hope everything goes better from here. Yeah, let's go. What kind of stores are there anyway? When I left this town, this mall was still being built. Damn, I don't even know what kind of shops are here. I buy all my clothes in the second-hand stores, and I've only been to this mall once since when I bought a gift for my parents' anniversary. Well, you'll see it yourself. Alright. We entered the mall. It had only 2 floors, and there didn't seem to be any clothing shops on the first store. So I took Stacy to the second one, hoping they were there. And they really were there. At least 3 clothing shops. Stacy looked in a surprised face at one of them and said, "Wow, there's a fur tailor in this mall? I'm actually surprised. Why would a mid-price clothing store open a small town like this?" Then she looked at the other ones with the same confused face. And the rest of the shops are... I haven't heard anything about them. Apparently, these are some of the stores from the cheap price segment. Well, I don't know anything about them either. I have never bought anything there, and I only went to Fur Tailor. And when I wanted something more expensive, I always ordered online. Maybe I can save some money if we try it instead of the one she mentioned. But out of curiosity, we can go to the cheap ones? Why would we? There are no good clothes there. Not only do they look terrible, but the quality of the fabric there is bad too. Fuck. Ah, well. Yes, you're probably right. Let's go to the Fur Tailor then. Well, yes. Since there's no choice, let's go to it. Well, oh yeah. Although I haven't shopped in a while since I was at university. Wait, you haven't finished it yet? No, I just quit. It became difficult to combine with work. But she never said what she does. Is she a stripper? Let's do that. Stripper girlfriend. Well, okay, I'll ask this later. We went to the store. It had tons of sorts of different shirts, skirts, underwear, and posters with models. But what shocked me was that the model on one of them was none other than Stacy. It was really her. It's not just a similar model. Even the mole under her eye is the same. I was staring at these posters. Then Stacy laughed and said, "Yeah, I didn't expect them to put the posters into the print so quickly. What the hell is going on? What does that mean?" I'd rather prefer a stripper girlfriend, but alright. Noticing my shock, she asked in surprise, "Wait, didn't I say that I work as a professional model?" "No, you didn't." "Then I'll tell you about it after shopping." I have so many different stories about work. I was still trying to recover from the shock for a while. Even in the wildest assumptions, I could not even think that Stacy works as a model. It just blows my mind. Just like me, she was not interested in fashion and never showed any interest in doing something like that. How did it happen then? What exactly do you want to buy? Well, I was thinking of buying some underwear. Great, I love shopping for underwear. And even in my advertising contracts, I always give priority to underwear ones. As my manager used to say, a woman in nice underwear looks sexier than a naked woman. Well, in fact, I really wanted to buy some underwear. I haven't bought anything for myself for a couple of years. Damn, girl, your underwear stanky or what? And most of the sets I have are too big for me because I have lost weight. It's hard not to lose weight when you try to save on everything and live on a small wage. Oh yeah, that I can see that. Apart from those two figures, I haven't bought anything of value for myself in the last couple of years. Well, I'm not very good at them specifically, and your advice would be very helpful. So for the next 20 minutes, we were picking sets of underwear for me, and Stacy even chose a couple for herself. English. I was afraid that she wouldn't buy anything in such stores, but it turns out she's okay with it. The price, of course, were very expensive for me, but judging from the calculations in my head, I had enough money for them. When we collected all the kits we were interested in, we went to the locker rooms. However, there was only one available, so I told Stacy, since there's only one available, let's take turns trying everything on. Oh, come on, there's enough room for the two of us. Let's go! She grabbed my hand and dragged me into the locker room without giving me a chance to say a word. Stacy, but... Okay, whatever. Then I turned around and started changing. As soon as I completely bare my own and took off my trousers, Stacy called out to me, "Listen, April, can you look over here?" I turned around and Stacy's bare chest appeared to my gaze. Her breasts were clearly better than mine, both in shape and size. It was hard to take my eyes off her.
He's kinda gay.
Do you think a black or red set would suit me better? Next to her were two sets of lace underwear that she had chosen. Black, I think. Black one? Great! She then immediately changed it into it without waiting for me to turn away. My face turned a little red and my heart started beating faster. Surely she must have a lot of fans.
He's kinda gay.
I also tried on all the sets and also set on a black lace set, which was a bit like this one Stacy took. I'll probably choose this one. I liked it. Great, I've already chosen one for myself too. Then we left the locker room together and went to the checkout. However, halfway through, a shelf of stockings caught Stacy's attention. Oh, listen, I'll probably go and pick a couple while you wait for me at the entrance. I nodded and Stacy left to choose her stockings and I went to the checkout. The saleswoman greeted me and immediately scanned the products and then said, $50, please! I will pay by card. Then I took out the card on a piece of paper with my PIN code written on it and tried to pay, but the billing machine showed that my transaction was blocked. Wait, what the hell? I tried a couple more times, but the result was the same. The saleswoman looked at me suspiciously, and I started to get nervous and rummaging in my pockets in search of cash. But I put all the cash on the card. Shit! Fuck! Why does it not work? However, at that moment, Stacy came up to me and asked, "Is something wrong?" Wait, are you by chance Stacy Vox? Vox? But that's not her last name. Stacy smiled and nodded. Yes, it's me. Do you want an autograph? The saleswoman stood up excitedly and said, No, Wait a second, I'll call the manager now. The saleswoman went somewhere while I was digging in my bank's application trying to figure out what happened. April, is everything okay? Just some problems with the bank. I apologize for keeping you waiting. It's a pleasure for me to meet such a famous model at our store. Well, I just helped my friend choose some things and occasionally bought some things for myself too. Oh, it would be rude of us to let someone like you pay for clothes. You make an incredible contribution to the fashion industry, and such little things like paying for clothes should not bother you. You can choose something else. It will be an honor for us to give you all the things you like. Holy shit. Well, if you insist, fine, I'm extremely grateful. But I had clearly already chosen everything I wanted. My friend and I were about to leave. I just stood there and looked out at it all in amazement. So the seller will just give us all this for free because Stacy's a famous model? Then the salesman started talking with awkwardness in his voice and was immediately interrupted by Stacy. And yet if you want to take a photo of me with your store in the background, let's do it quickly. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to ask. Then Stacy came to the entrance of the store. The manager took a photo of her, and it was given as a 200 gift coupon for free. Not only did I not have to solve the problems with the card, but they also gave me a gift card to buy something in this store. I was in a state of shock from what was happening. When everything was finished and we left the mall, I finally came to my senses and said, Yeah, I didn't expect you to be that famous. Stacy shrugged and said, Well, I'm already used to it. And by the way, I hope to see you in this underwear again sometime. Huh? What does she mean? Stacy ignored my reaction and looked at her watch, then asked, Do you still have plans for today? I wanted to talk a little and find out what's changed in your life since I left. Damn, I don't want to talk about this until I come up with a good alibi. But leaving now, that question would be suspicious. So I need to distract her by somehow talking about something else and come up with a good fake story for the next meeting. Well, I'm still free for now. And I can still... Well, I'm free for now and I can still spend some time with you. But it will take a long time to talk about my changes in my life, and I'm not sure we'll have enough time for that today. So first, I'd like to hear about how your life is going. You didn't tell me anything either. Stacy looked away and got a little nervous, but then she sighed heavily and said, Well, okay, I'm ready to talk about everything. Just, what's wrong with her? She looked like she's the one here worrying about her failures. Let's not talk about it right now, okay? I'd like to spend time with you first and not think about what has been happening in my life lately. So I suggest to just take a walk around the city for now and remember our school years. Especially, I want to visit our old favorite place. Are you talking about the bench on the shore? Stacy smiled sweetly. Yes, I'm talking about this bench. Let's go there when we're done with walking around the rest of the places. I think it will be easier for me to tell you everything. I didn't understand what was bothering her, considering that she became so successful, but so far it was pointless to guess. It was obvious from her expression that it was unpleasant for her to think and talk about it. I'll find out later. Besides, this way we definitely won't have the time to talk about my life. And by the next meeting, I will develop a new trustful alibi. However, most likely I will have to stay up at night to think everything through carefully. So I will have to buy coffee and energy drinks for this. Okay, I don't mind. Stacy smiled bitterly. After a short conversation, she returned to her standard cheerful state. The next couple of hours, we walked around the city, remembered the school and everything related to it, then also took a walk near it. Unlike the previous tension that I experienced in conversation with Stacy, I felt very relaxed and calm, as if I returned to those carefree times again. I guess this is nostalgia. But it's not only that, I just felt really comfortable with Stacy. As if, after many years, that part of my character that was responsible for entertainment, happiness, and carelessness finally came back to me. Ha, yes. And then you threw a pack of milk in his face and he immediately ran to the principal. Hey, it was his own fault. I just responded to his stunt. The principal took it differently. But I was right, and my parents thought the same, so they didn't punish me after I was suspended from school. And then they let us stay up late and play video games in your room. Sometimes I want to go back to that time. By this point, we have finally returned to our starting point mall entrance. We made a whole lap around town and our favorite places in it. The sun was already gradually setting. Well, now I think it's time to go to our favorite place, the bench on Lake Shore. While saying this, she stopped smiling and looked somewhere far away, apparently anticipating the upcoming conversation. I didn't like the fact that she was reacting like that, so I decided to say it straight. Stacy, about the conversation, I don't think we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. You shouldn't force yourself. No, it's okay. I need to do it sooner or later if I want to be honest with you. Are you sure? Stacy smiled and replied, It's okay. I'm ready to tell you everything, just not here. Let's go to the bench. Since she had decided so, I will not dissuade her. We walked together to the outskirts of the city from where we came to a path in the forest that led to the lake. The trail was a bit overgrown. Apparently it has been used much less in recent years. No one said a word while walking. Stacy was probably mentally preparing for something, and I was still thinking about what should I tell her about my life when she asks again. In less than half an hour, we arrived at the lake. Stacy sighed heavily, looked into the distance, and slowly sat down on the bench. I also sat down next to her, waiting for her to say something. Stacy was silent for some time, but eventually she began her long, melancholic and dreary monologue.